Hey YouTube, it's the day after Christmas and we're gonna have a little chat. Happy holidays, first of all. Y'all, I love Christmas. This is my favorite time of year, even though this is a very hard time of year for me. So I made a video before and I told y'all my dad died on December 17th, right? So that's already kind of a hard day. Now, he died on December 17th, but we buried him on December 23rd. I personally block out the 23rd every year because I'm like, back then, whenever we buried him on that day, I was a little girl, so I was still excited for Christmas, but Christmas just wasn't the same. And Christmas is still my favorite holiday to this day. But let me tell y'all something that I learned just this Christmas about, I'm telling y'all, I'm sharing my grief journey and like the process of healing and things that I recognize through journaling and through therapy. So on the 23rd, I do block out that day is like, the day we buried my dad, 2 days before Christmas. But I'm looking at a pattern in like my journaling and talking to my therapist. On the 23rd of the year, it seems like I always fall out with people. I'm not gonna lie. Whether that be like romantically or friendships, it's like for some reason something always happens. But I'm realizing on the 23rd, I just really be wanting to be, I don't know, like around love or have a little reassurance or just talk to people, especially when it comes to like people that I might be dating or whatever. And let me tell y'all, I'm being very transparent on this page because I'm being transparent about my healing. And honestly, hopefully only people who need to see this and not people who actually know me. But if you actually know me and you see this, just keep it pushing. Anyways, so imagine. Now, one thing about me, I really need a lot of reassurance when it comes to dating just because of like my anxious style attachment and all of that. And I totally get how that can be a lot for people, right? So on this year, on December 23rd, I think it was the 23rd, I was texting the person that I was like talking to kind of. And I said something like, did you just not want to talk to me yesterday? Or like, I felt like you were being short with me. Now, typically I say stuff like that because I really just be needing the reassurance. And his response usually a little different, but this time he was like, Monica, it's the same cycle every week. I'm sorry, but I'm over it. Cool. I was like, well, I was just asking because like, in my head, I didn't know if you really wanted to talk or were you really just that busy? Side note, they're never that busy. If they want to take 3 to 5 minutes or 2 seconds to even call you, they can do that. Anyways, he was like, he was too busy. I was like, cool. Now, mind you, throughout this whole thing, every time we argue, it's pretty much about like communication or how I feel like, I don't get reassurance. Long story short, but what really got me is he sent a message and was like, basically he said, anytime you think something's wrong, anytime I can't talk to you, you think something's wrong, and something along the lines of he's tired of worrying about it and he want to be left alone. Y'all, that hurt my feelings so bad because for one, I simply just care about, talking and making sure you're okay too. So that's kind of be my mindset. I'm never coming at it from an angle where like, I just want all your time and attention. No, I literally just like to know that we're good. And that's something I'm working through in therapy too, but I'm realizing you really have to like deal with people who want to deal with you or who actually like you, because it's a lot to deal with someone who you don't really like. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I'm digging deeper and I'm realizing, I'm trying to wonder like, why does this hurt my feelings so much? Why do I feel like, getting cut off or whatever the case may be, saying you just want to be left alone? And so I sat on it for like a day and I was like, wow, this really hurts my feelings because me asking a question like that led you to wanting to be left alone from me for good. And we were just doing so good, y'all. But I say this to say, even though my feelings are really hurt, I have journaled and realized that it's because on the 23rd, being that's the day that we buried my dad, I don't know how it ties in. I got to talk about this in therapy, but I know it ties into me just wanting like love and attention on that day. And so to be completely like blew off really blew me. And no matter how much you like someone, at some point you have to realize like, okay, this person is really not on the same page as me. They don't like me like that. So you got to dip and move on, which is what I'm doing. It was kind of hard at first. I was like, dang, I really like having this person in my life. But at the same time, it's like, it's not worth it. But I say all this to say, please do not let people show you more than one time that they don't like you. And if somebody's constantly saying that they're just too busy for you, I promise you they're not. People, like, I'm busy all the time too. And like, I've had my shoe on the foot where I'm the one telling people I'm too busy. I'm never too busy for somebody I want to make time for, if that makes sense. Anyways, I just think grief and healing is so interesting because I'm realizing all of these things, and it's like, but I don't feel the need to say, hey, well, the reason I was being kind of like pushy or really wanted to talk to you that day because that's the day we buried my dad, and I just like hearing female like having your attention, it's not really worth it. It's not necessary. Like, I'm getting to a point in my life where I only want people to be around me and in my space that wants to be. I'm done like over talking, and I guess trying to prove my worth to people, or that I'm worth like talking to or giving that reassurance, because it'll be given freely if people want to do that. Anyways, I just felt like venting this morning. I was really sad the past 2 days, but then after prayer, and it hit me like I have no reason to be sad because I'm really a genuine person. As long as I know that I was being genuine on my part and I don't feel like I did anything terribly wrong by needing reassurance, maybe from needing it from the wrong person, yes. But I didn't even express myself badly. I did on the message I sent back. I was like, I'll never talk to you again, which I won't. I've said that before, but this time it's like I'm really closing the door, but not just to that person. I'm closing the door on everybody and everything that I feel like does not need to go with me in 2025. And what they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's kind of what I feel like I've been doing. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like I've done enough talking about it, and I just want to heal and move forward. And I want people in my life who genuinely want to be there or who deserve to be there. And like my aunt said, I spend so much time wondering like if I'm enough for people, or they like me, or if I deserve that person. But then my aunt was like, Monica, do they deserve you? Or like, do you ever even vet people in your life and say, wow, this person really does not deserve my energy? If I did that more, I think I would guard my heart a little bit better. Anyways, thanks for chatting with me, and we will be back with more talks like this, guys. I love you.